I'm Dr. Sonali and I welcome you all to CSC Core Concepts in the series of Data Science with Python. Now we have been discussing about the Pandas library and we have seen certain data functions, methods which we can use for data processing in Pandas. And now we are going to discuss some more methods which will help us to perform some exploratory data analysis using Pandas. Okay, so if you are working on a research project where you have to show some statistical information, so you can use this type of methods. So let us get started with filtration of data. So right now we have discussed, till now we have discussed about the how to handle about missing data, then how to drop the duplicate values, how to handle the duplications, and of course some are small other functions like concatenation, joining, merging, sorting, which can be performed on the data. Now let us say for example you want to perform some filtration on the data. So filtration means let's say you are executing a query where you want to view only those data records where the salary is greater than or equal to 10,000, age is less than 40, whatever you can write. Okay, how many conditions you want to write. So you can use it using this display function, right? So using that, otherwise also there are two other ways by which you can do. One is dot query method in which you have to just write down the query and the values, dot values, and it will return you the values. And the second one is the eval. Eval method will also display the same thing. So let us try out one example for this. So first of all we have to import the pandas and the NumPy library, right? NumPy we are doing it because sometimes we may use an array or something like that. Now I have inserted some data here. So this is my data where I have 4 columns, that is name, age, gender and salary, and these are my 5 rows. And the what am I doing is, first of all I am going to, okay, I will show you how to write down this query. So let me just make it like this. Okay. So let us first execute this and convert this data into a data frame. Now what we want to do is that we want to display based on the following many conditions. Now students often get confused in writing these queries because there are certain brackets to be considered and all. So what you can do is you can write down the queries one after the other, right? So what you have to do is you are going to fetch the rows. So for fetching the rows based on labels, okay. So you are going to use the LOC method. I hope this you remember. Now in the LOC method, what you want to do is that you want to consider the field salary. Now make sure that you write the fields in the same way as it is, because it is very case sensitive. So you want to fetch based on the salary greater than 10,000. That's only you want to fetch, right? And okay, this will display. So you can see only the salary greater than 10,000 all are getting displayed. Since our all the salaries are greater than 10,000, it does not make any difference. Right. Now I want to add one more criteria. So you can add the criteria with AND. Now if you want any one of the queries to be executed, then you can write down OR. Related to this database queries, you can watch out my playlist on database management system, where I have discussed that what do you mean by the different queries and how you can write them. The logic is same over here, right? So next one is that what you need to do is that you have to find out the salary. So you want to fetch based on your age. Okay, so you are writing age greater than less than, let's say 40. Okay, so your next criteria is that age should be less than 40. So I have only 2 people here. Now I want to only filter the females, right? So you can write down another query with and df and gender is equals to, now this is a string, so you have to write it with the quotes, right? So you have to write down this one square bracket is missing, it would give me an error. Okay, so does not match the opening parenthesis. So let me just check it out how many. So what we wrote is and df gender is equals to female closing bracket. Yeah, this is what the students often get confused with this type of queries. So that is why you should be able to write them properly. 1 minute. So let us first finish it off. Finish the previous one. Okay, so we were here. Now we have to write down the another query. So we will write and df bracket df and gender is equals to female. Okay, so now I hope it is okay. Right, so you are getting this data. Understood? So this is how you can filter based on multiple conditions, or you can use this method also, that is df query or df eval to write the query. Just you have to make sure that you write the syntax correctly. Now you can perform aggregations also. Aggregates means what? You want to find out the sum or the mean value, max value, okay, among many records, right? So these are all the aggregate functions which you can do: sum, mean, max, mean, size, describe, first, last, count, standard deviation, variance, and standard error of mean. SEM is standard error of mean. Now how to use up this aggregation function, I will show you. Now, if I write this way as a data frame, then it is okay. If you want to understand in that way, that is not a problem. But what happens is that we better get connected to a CSV file, because in real time you will be having a CSV file, and with that CSV file, in that you have to do certain functions, right? So I have already downloaded one CSV file. It is there in my Google. Okay, so Google Drive, I have already uploaded it, right? So that CSV file I will show you how does it looks like. So my CSV file is a market file where I am uploading all the details of my market, right? So I have certain products which I have sold, and this is the product, how it looks like. It is a product, category, quantity, and amount. There are 4 fields, and there is a caret. Okay, I will show you the CSV file, it will look better. So this is the product, category, quantity, amount. So I have certain products which are being sold, like carrots, broccoli, bananas, beans, orange, like this, and they can belong to each category, like something, it is a fruit, vegetable. How much amount is sold? With every customer coming, I am storing it. Okay, like you do the billing in the supermarket, right? And this is the amount which has been done. So these are the all transactions which have been done. Now what I want to do is that I have uploaded this CSV file already in my Google Drive. I hope you know that. But to use that in my Google Colab, I will have to mount Drive with Colab. So what we have to write: from google.colab import drive, drive.mount content drive, right? Now I have to read that CSV file. I hope this much is clear to all of you. So df underscore market, I am reading this, and you can see the CSV file. This is my CSV file. I have some 8 records. Then later on you can have many records. You may have some missing records. So we have studied that how to deal with the missing records and all, right? Now you want to find out the total sales. So how will you write down the total sales? df of market, total sales of what? In terms of amount. If you want the quantity sold, then you can write down here the quantity, and the function is dot sum. So if you are printing, so total sales today is your 2898. Now if you want to see the total amount of products sold, that is quantity, you can write down here quantity. Okay, so you can see 53 units of products are sold, right? So this is how you can add other functions also. Like if you want to write down describe, okay, so if you write to say describe, but describe will just a minute, describe. Okay, so it for amount, let's say I want to write down, you can even find out the mean, max, or all, whatever you want. So if you write describe, it will give you everything, like so count is 8 units sold, mean sales is this, standard deviation, minimum, everything is given in details, right? If you write describe. Similarly, if you are using other functions also, you can use, like you have to, if you are applying multiple functions, then you will have to write down df dot aggregate, right? So you can write down over here like this, df dot aggregate function, and then you can just simply write down which aggregate functions you want to apply, aggregate values, let's say. So you can write down df dot aggregate of the values, right? So you can use the aggregate function and you can just mention which type of functions you want. You want sum to be done, you want the mean, multiple values if you want to. Okay, like this you can simply write down. So I hope you understood that how can we do it. Now sometimes what happens is that you want to store these values in a separate table. Okay, so you can see here how the different values are being sum and minimum have been done. This is on the market values, right? Okay, I have used df aggregate. This is actually market, df dot market. So carrots, broccoli, how much amount, quantity, everything has been minimum amount of sold and all. So now this is very beautiful aggregation. But suppose let's say if you want to store this statistical table, right, big data set. So part of a data processing, so summary wise if you require, so that is called as a pivot table. Now this pivot table function is available in Excel also, those who might be using it. So in case of a pivot table, what we do is that we create I will show you the same data set, how to create a pivot table. Okay. So let us understand how can we create a pivot table using some aggregate function and category wise. Suppose let's say if you want to perform something in terms of category, right? So how can you do that? Okay. So let us say this is how you write. Say pivot is the name of that pivot table which you are creating. Let's say I am giving the name pivot market. I want to create a pivot table for the market. So df underscore market is my data frame. Dot pivot table is the name of the method. Now arguments are indexed based on what you want to do the grouping. So you want to group based on the product for each category. Understood? And values is what based on which value you want to do the aggregation amount, and what aggregation function you want to do sum, and you can print this pivot table. So you can see this such a beautiful it looks like, right? So it will give you gross. Now say for example you only want to do based on the product, right? You want to do summing based on the product, that how much amount for bananas, how much amount for beans. Then similarly, you can do it for category also. Sometimes we need to do this type of statistical analysis, right? So if you want to find out the standard deviation. Okay, what was the name of the standard deviation? STD. So only STD, right? So it will find out the standard deviation. So wherever you are doing statistical research, you can use such things, right? So if you want to get the total sales of each category, this is how you can print the pivot table. Now you can do based on both category, product, minimum sale. These are the different examples I have kept. That is df underscore pivot table based on product category. You want to find out the sum. You want to do only based on category. You want to find the median, mean and mean. Okay, you can use multiple functions. You have to write down them within the curly brackets. And then you want to do it for the product, for the amount you want to find out for each product median, mean and minimum value, right? So this is what about the different types of pivot table. Then you can even perform grouping, organizing your data based on groups, right? That was a pivot table using which you are doing some statistical analysis. Now statistical analysis, right? Now if you want to group them, like let's say for example if you have a class of students and you want to group the students based on the electives which they have selected, understood? Or you want to group all the students based on the branches. So in grouping, three steps are being done. First is the splitting. First you split the data into groups. Then you can apply some calculation function like you did in pivot and all aggregation, and then you combine the result into a new table. So now you got that grouping, you can use the function dot group by item, the value, the column name you have to mention. Now this will not show the result directly because it will just create a group of object. That's it. Now if you want to see the group, see the methods data methods like sum, these all are applied. See, if you simply group, nothing will come. I will show you. Say, for example, I am creating a group over here. Okay, so I am writing down for, I am just grouping the data. Okay, let me first just grouping the data. Grouped is equals to df underscore market dot, what do you want to do? You want to group. Okay, so you have to write down the key term group by, and then you have to mention you want to group by, let's say, based on the product. Okay, and you can simply say print. Okay, let me just print and show you first of all how does it look. You will not get any output, right? It has grouped and it is giving an error also, right? Because object is not subscriptable. Why it is not subscriptable? You have to write it down here, product dot group by. Means group by function is not subscriptable. Understood? Yes. So df market of product dot group by. So you have grouped, but how it is looking? It is not giving you any sense. Understood? You are grouping based on the product. Or let's say if you want to group based on the category. Okay, so you can see fruit, vegetable, it is just simply giving you values, nothing else. Understood? So now how to use it? Okay, so if you want to use it, if you want to group and make some meaningful sense out of it, then let's say for example, you are writing print. Now what are you going to do? You are going to group by based on something and then apply some aggregate function. Same thing what we were doing in our pivot table. So you will write down df underscore market dot group by. Now you have to mention based on what you are grouping. Okay, so you have to group it based on your the selection. Let's say for example you are saying wait 1 minute. Yes, you have to write down this under the brackets. Okay, product and category, right? And now you have to mention based on what, right? Based on your amount. Clear? Based on the amount, and then you have to write down dot sum. I hope you are following this syntax. So you just a minute. Yes. So you have to follow this syntax. Okay. So df dot group by, you have to mention based on one. So these are the flavors of the ice cream. Okay. So sorry, cake. So this is our data. So you have cake, bread, pastries, or chocolate cake, vanilla cake, whole wheat bread, then strawberry pastry and chocolate cake. This is what has been sold. And now you want to sum them up. Total sales, right? So this is what simply we are doing over here. So you will be writing dot sum, right? And then you can simply print. Okay, print is already given. No need to write it. So you can see the print. Same thing what we did in pivot table. So these are the different ways by which you can do the grouping values. Okay. So this is about some of the data exploratory analysis on the data. More about the exploratory analysis, that is like normalization, correlation, visualization, we will discuss in the next part of this video. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this channel and keep an eye. It is going to be very, very interesting data analysis using pandas. Thank you.